Hey guys, Distler Magic here, and this is absolutely insane. I cannot believe that Wizards actually responded to this. By the way, pardon my sore throat. The allergies are getting really bad here. So you know the Ixalan full sheet that was leaked, multiple cell phone pics of it, they were kind of blurry, and people were like, what the hell, why is it so blurry if you're trying to leak the cards? It turns out they weren't. This is very interesting. There are so many just insane, shocking details to this. I did read it ahead of time, by the way. So the first part of this article is written by Scott Kelly, and it says Scott Kelly is the Vice President of Creative and Production Studios at Wizards of the Coast, meaning he is in charge of the production process for Magic cards, including the printing of the cards, fix the curling, you jackass, and the security of that process. Wow, throw him under the bus a little bit harder. They might as well have phrased it, he's in charge of the production process for Magic cards, including the printing of the cards, and having them not stolen and leaked on the internet. That's what he's in charge of. Like, seriously, they phrased it like throw him straight under the bus. That's hilarious. So he says, a few months ago, a Magic community woke up to something we don't see very often, photos of an uncut sheet of an unreleased set plastered all over the internet. I mean, you're true that we don't commonly see photos of an uncut sheet, but cell phone pictures of cards that are not supposed to be leaked yet, yeah, we see those pretty much every set. I can't think of a set where that didn't happen. So apparently you suck at your job, but the other rumor is that they're like purposeful leaks and they're fake, and that it's just like Mark Rosewater at his desk with a damn cell phone camera. You know, they're just meant to look like leaks instead of spoilers, because then people get more excited about them and spread them. That theory is being brought into question by the rest of this article, but I'll get into that later. So anyway, it showed off dozens of new cards even before Hour of Devastation was released. To our fans, it was met with a mix of excitement, curiosity, and an underpinning of disappointment that this had happened so early and in this way. That is exactly how I felt. So I think most of the community, they're like, oh, this is interesting. Finally, we get to see them early. Cool. But then seriously, like, I didn't want to see them early. Like, that's the reaction that most people had. Like, I want to focus on Hour of Devastation. I don't want to know about cards that I can't even use to build for another 4 months or whatever. I mean, it's interesting, but everybody kind of wishes it wouldn't have happened. I can't think of one person that was like, yeah, I love these. This is the best thing ever. It was just like, yeah, I looked at them, but, you know, whatever. So it says, to the people working on this set, it was devastating, stepping on thousands of hours of work and ruining a year of planning by our marketing team. Okay, there's no way that's true. 1 year and you guys release like 9 different products or sets per year? That's 9 years then. Okay, so they like to stretch the truth. I mean, I get it. It takes a while to like take all the cards and say, what order should we leak them in? When should we give away this mechanic, this color, this, I don't know, subtype, tribal? When should we do this hyper powerful card? When should we show off like Fatal Push and, you know, stuff like that? Okay, to get that order down and maximize the hype and the excitement, it would be difficult, but I feel like you could get it done in about a week. So a little exaggeration on that one, I think. But by the way, people hate their stupid trickle marketing nonsense where it's like every 3 days you get like 2 more cards and you're supposed to act just excited and on the edge of your seat for like a month straight. Nobody has that reaction. Nobody gets that excited. Their stupid 10-mile-long hype train is always on a path to nowhere. It never works. People get sick of the spoilers after about a week. And like I said, trickle marketing, it's annoying and everybody hates it, and they know it, and they still refuse to do anything about it. So anyway, for some inside the building, it was also the start of yet more work. Today I'm going to share with you as much as I can about what happens when something like this occurs, how we respond, and why we're typically silent about leaks. Then Blake will talk, Blake Rasmussen, by the way, will talk a bit about what this means for the preview season. But first, let's look at what happened in this instance. So the next part starts with, due to pending legal proceedings, ooh, spicy, we can't share everything with you, but here is what we can tell you. We take the security of our printing facilities very seriously. I can already tell you where this is going. Also, I read the whole article. However, during a shift at one of these facilities, a former temporary employee of that facility allegedly took a stack of uncut sheets from Ixalan, evaded security. That just evaded security. That just sounds so like James Bond / Mission Impossible. Anyway, and left the building. The security camera recorded the alleged theft. I don't believe they used the gendered pronouns, so I'm picturing Catherine Zeta-Jones ducking under laser beams to get out with a rolled up set of uncut sheets. Okay, this whole thing I have deep insight into. I think I can read into this with 99% accuracy. I used to be a temporary worker at a large printing facility. We didn't print Magic cards, but some kind of similar stuff. Now, almost all labor workers, they come and go so much. The HR stress is just ridiculous. They don't want to deal with it, and they don't want to deal with like benefits and all this crap. So they just do all the HR crap. They just shift it out to a third-party person who has a lot of staff and can deal with that volume, which would be a temping agency. So about 100% of the employees at the place where I worked were from a temp agency. So that's who staffs it. And they're terrible people. All my coworkers were complete mental patients. A lot of them were on work release from the prison. So just quality, very successful career individuals. If you end up working a temp job at a unskilled labor facility, you're a terrible person. So this terrible person, who is at the time, former temporary employee, and they're making it sound like he was a former temporary employee who grabbed some uncut sheets, as in he came in, no longer worked there, in other words, he got fired, and then stole a bunch of product to try to sell on the black market or whatever because, they fired him. I mean, you can read into it and get whatever conclusion you want, but that's my takeaway from it, and I'm very, very confident that it's accurate. So anyway, it says, subsequently, posts started appearing online on various websites advertising the sheets for sale, including photos of the sheets in question. That is why they were so blurry. If somebody was just like, haha, I'm going to leak the cards, screw you, stick it to Wizards, like, I would totally get that. No, it was like, here's a sheet, buy it. Here's a product photo. They weren't trying to make the text visible. They were just trying to sell it. The intent was not to leak the card data and information. It was just to sell the sheets. Now, the fact that the person didn't realize that Ixalan was out yet meant that they weren't very intelligent, and all the evidence in this whole article indicates that this person was not intelligent at all. Oh, and neither were my coworkers at the printing facility, so it all kind of flows, doesn't it? Anyway, this person obviously did not realize what they had, and they were just trying to make a quick buck. They're just like, oh, uncut sheets of magic go high, cool. I think if they would have realized that it was a yet-to-be-released, yet-to-be-announced set that nobody's even supposed to know about, they would have realized that the market wasn't even there, nobody would know to look for it, and people would just shine a spotlight on it because it's, just the sheer information of it. Nobody would even want them. The sheets are too damn hot, but you'd get way too much attention. So this person was obviously an idiot. So it says, those are the photos you might be familiar with. They were blurry, not everything was readable, and they didn't show off the full set, but they were very real. Every time there is a leak of business-sensitive information, including card set information leaks, our experienced fraud team investigates. Keep that exact adjective in mind. Sometimes leaks have benign origins, sometimes less so. Interesting. I know exactly what they're talking about. But it says, but fraud investigates each of these cases and from the results helps us shore up ways in which we can protect sensitive information. So the benign leaks that they're almost definitely talking about is, some Walmart equivalent over in France accidentally published the image of the product photos or whatever on their website too early. Or, they weren't supposed to be for public view until this date, but they put the skew in the system and got the images ahead of time for the graphics department so they could put them in a flyer and put them on the website, and they just accidentally uploaded them too quick. That's benign. There was no malicious intent. It was just an accident. But then that implies that the rest of them are, well, actually, they literally stated it like word for word, less so. So in other words, not benign. They are malicious. So somebody's just like, ha ha ha, I have this ahead of time. I'm going to take a cell phone shot and upload it, which kind of ruins the whole, it's Wizards making it look like a leak, but it's really just a marketing ploy. Starting to kind of poke holes in that theory, don't you think? Especially since they're an experienced fraud team that has to deal with this all the time. And it gets worse in the article later, but I'll point that out when we get to it. So in this case, we were notified well before the sheets became public that somebody was posting them online. Several people reached out to us through a variety of channels to let us know someone was attempting to sell the sheets and that there were photos out there. So somebody spotted it on, frickin' Belgian Craigslist. By the way, the printing facility's in Belgium, as far as I know. So, as far as I know, the entire thing happened in Belgium, which really complicates stuff if you're an American company. And by the way, as far as I know, there is not one damn reason that these are printed in Belgium. It just sounds more expensive. I can almost guarantee you, with what I know about printing and shipping and logistics, it would be cheaper and better to get them printed in America. But I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe I'm wrong. I would almost assume I'm wrong, but I also kind of assume that Wizards doesn't know what the hell they're doing. So it says, from there we began working with a number of groups and individuals, including private investigators, investigators who specialize in supply chains, cybersecurity experts, and local law enforcement. So in other words, they found out the IP address that this douchebag posted from, and, well, as they say, through our collective efforts and the great work of local law enforcement, we were able to track down the alleged source of the images and recover our property in a very short amount of time. So the person wasn't exactly on the Tor network, and they weren't exactly using a VPN. That's, if you read between the lines, you know, cybersecurity experts, local law enforcement, get a subpoena, get the information behind the IP address, expedite it because you're a multi-million-dollar company named Hasbro, and we already know that the person leaking these was a completely clueless scumbag idiot with the IQ of a potato. So, yeah, you don't gotta call him the FBI profiler for this one. I can read between the lines and tell you exactly what's going on. And yes, in case you were wondering, the suspect was arrested, is in jail, and is facing significant charges. The case is currently pending. That's why they gotta be careful and put the word alleged everywhere. In fact, the title of this article is The Alleged Ixalan Card Theft. That's part of the title. Dude, he's in jail, and they already said that they have him on security footage stealing it. And they actually didn't say it's a him. It might be a female. It might even be Catherine Zeta-Jones. Actually, it's a Belgian person, so I'll just assume it's that waiter guy from Hell's Kitchen. Jean-Philippe, how could you do this? I'm not really serious about it being him. It probably wasn't him. So it goes on to say, unfortunately, as is the nature of the internet, by the time we recover the sheets, the images spread. As an aside, I want to thank everyone who let us know about the images and the physical sheets ending up out in the wild. Every tip, every heads up, and every bit of information helped us track down the source of the alleged theft. And yes, you guys were awesome to not just be like, I'm going to post this on Reddit. It's like, no, I'm going to call up Wizards and be like, arrest this piece of crap. I mean, seriously, that's what I would have done. I mean, I don't want to be liable for being the first origin of it, not counting the person who stole them. Yeah, it's out on the public internet, but they'd have a little bit of a reason to try to sue me. But even besides that, it's like morally the right thing to do. Like, if I solely prevented some piece of garbage like this person who leaked these, or, well, tried to sell them, if I was the one who saw them first, got the listing taken down and reported it to Wizards and stopped it, and stopped this whole situation, that would be amazing. And I absolutely, even with me being me and having this channel, would do that. I would not be like, haha, I'm going to post these on my channel and get all the views because I'm the first person to report it. Ooh, look at my leaks. I don't go for that. That's just immature, stupid, and annoying, and everybody will think you're a scumbag for the rest of your life. So I don't agree with that at all. So it finishes with, for some, the leaks are great. They want information as often and as much as possible. For others, it's a disappointing way to be introduced to a set that looks really exciting. Well, I guess you can't really say it looks really exciting until you've seen the cards. But, yes, us vendors are pretty damn pissed off to about an 11 out of 10 level that our distributors call us up, how much do you want? And this is going to be set in stone. Whatever number you are about to say, whatever comes out of your mouth, I'm going to chisel it into a stone tablet and hold you to it, no matter how good or how bad the set looks. That's how it works, in case you're not familiar. So about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks before we start getting spoilers for, well, what would have been Ixalan, we have to finalize our numbers. I have to say, I want $3,000 worth. Give me, 12 cases. Guarantee that would be more than $3,000. And then boom, we cannot back out of it. Cannot happen. If we do, they will suspend our account and never sell us anything ever again. If I saw Uncut ahead of time, I would have ordered 0 of it, and that's why they do this. They want us to order blind, and they want us to lose the money for their stupid sets that won't sell. You can see why I'm a little bit pissed off. I lost over $1,000 on Uncut because Wizards cannot make a damn good set. They overpowered the crap out of the Kaladesh block, and Uncut couldn't compete with it. And we didn't know that when we ordered it, so we just had to guess at a volume, and it pissed me off. That's why when Hour of Devastation rolled around, I ordered about $950 worth, because screw it, I'm not going to order $5,000 and get ripped off again. I cannot personally afford to lose that much more money, nor should I. It is Wizards' fault. So, mini rant over with, yes, for some of us, the leaks are great. They are absolutely correct about that. And yes, we do, quote, want information and as often and as much as possible, because screw you and your stupid supply chain. Such a frickin' scam. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, the excitement of preview season is like Christmas for a lot of players, and by a lot they mean almost nobody. And unwrapping the presents 3 months early makes it feel a bit less special for some. Not all, but for some. Certainly for us. Well, Santa Claus of the Coast, I've got news for you. People hate your stupid trickle marketing BS. Nobody gets as excited as you want them to. Your marketing strategy is garbage, and you need to shorten it to just like a week and a half. Here, have 15 cards every day. Just none of this, Oh, wow, we got one more card and it's a piece of garbage bulk rare. Woo! I'm so excited. I'm going to pretend to be excited along with Wizards who's pretending to be excited. Oh, some stupid whatever convention that nobody went to, nobody gives a crap about. We're going to do a whole 1 hour segment and then reveal one card at the end of it and act like it's God's gift to humankind. It's so overblown and so overboard, people are just sick of it. So no, a lot of players, it's like Christmas, no. And plus, seriously, Hanukkah would be what it would be, because then you get like one gift every day. Christmas is on one day. You actually do open up all your presents at once on Christmas, so... I mean, seriously, like Mark Rosewater, I'm pretty sure he's Jewish. Like, shouldn't he know this? Seriously, who in the comment section is both Jewish and triggered now because they said that preview season is like Christmas when clearly it is basically Hanukkah? I'm triggered and I'm not even Jewish as far as I know. Anyway, there's a bunch of BS and fluff the rest of the article. Okay, let's go to the second part. So this is Blake Rasmussen talking here. As some of you know, previews are my job, and I was one of those people Scott was talking about who were a bit crestfallen. What the hell does that mean? Anyway, when the pictures of the Uncut sheet ended up online, the leak was so great that well, I would have used a different adjective. They were so great. They were just fantastic. They were so great that it led me to reevaluate our preview plan and our typical response to cards ending up online ahead of time. There, he just said the magic words. So, leaks and pictures of cards ending up online ahead of time are so commonplace that they have a plan for it. Or not a plan, they have a typical response, as they say. They have a way of handling this, plus they have a whole fraud department and their own private investigators, I'll say on retainer, but I think probably not. I don't think private investigators do retainer. So yeah, really, really, really strong accidental evidence here that whenever you see a cell phone shot of a 5-color dragon from Commander, that wasn't supposed to be on the internet. It's not some false marketing hype nonsense, at least in every case, they seem to be implying very strongly. But this was so much bigger than the last times because it was like literally mythics and rares. Like just think if he accidentally stole a foil sheet of commons, that would have been hilarious because nobody would have given a crap. It's like, oh, here's maybe some of the mechanics. Great. Let me know when the rares roll out. And it's a real shame that could have happened because clearly this person working at the printing facility was a complete idiot. Now this is where it gets interesting because I both agree and disagree with this. So he says, it's not often that we acknowledge a leak of upcoming set information. Most of the time we avoid acknowledging rumors. Now see, that's the thing. They keep calling it rumors from here on out, not leaks, okay? There's a difference between a rumor like, I heard they're going to put fetch lands in MM3, or I heard they're printing MM3 at 5 times the normal volume, which that was a huge rumor, and it turned out to not be true, by the way. But that's a rumor, okay? That's something somebody came up with. It usually turns from a theory to somebody thinking that they're stating it as fact, and it gets overblown, and then it turns out to be false. Well, that are just malicious trolling rumors. You know, like, oh, I have it on good authority that so-and-so is going to be in this and that set, and it's all just BS. Okay, that's a rumor. I would not consider, here's an actual blurry cell phone picture of a card on my desk, look at it. That's not a rumor. That's a leak. But they keep calling them rumors for the rest of this article. That pisses me off because it's so just like lying. It's ridiculous. I mean, then again, we did have like what, the fake bolus or the fake Hour of Devastation card, but that was pretty easy to poke holes in because it was photoshopped. I think some of the grammar in the foreign language of Portuguese was spelled incorrectly. Something was wrong with the font, and the artwork was from one of the promotional artworks. So that one, like, okay, I get it, why they would, you know, even if it's a card image, like a digital one, but a cell phone picture, that's not a rumor, that's a fact at that point. Anyway, keep that in mind for the rest of this. Most of the time we avoid acknowledging rumors because it can be a bit like whack-a-mole. For every leak, there are a dozen false rumors. Once again, comparing actual physical picture leaks to false rumors, unless they mean information leaks as well, but still. Disavowing those rumors, but staying silent on the ones that are true, is essentially the same as confirming the true ones, and they're absolutely correct about that. We also don't want to get into a situation where individuals might start rumors for the express purpose of having us confirm or deny them. So people could just start throwing, what is it, spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, or noodles, or I don't know what the saying is. Oh, there's going to be fetch lands in MM4, woo, confirm or deny. Yeah, people would do that. They're completely correct. People would absolutely do that. I think I would probably do that. Mark Rosewater has a twin brother named Rose Markwater. Confirm or deny? Wait, why would he have a different last? Never mind. But once again, confirm or deny that a deeply convincing cell phone shot is real or not. That's just ego and embarrassment, in my opinion. Yep, we sent this to somebody. We shouldn't have. They had it ahead of time. No, we're not going to explain why because it'll piss you off because it's probably a Star City Games employee. And they decided to take a picture because they hate us. Oh, let's just spell that right out for you. No, I get why they wouldn't do it. It's purely PR, ego, and embarrassment. That's just my theory. That's my opinion on it. Anyway, he says, basically we have to generally stay mum on rumors even when we want to acknowledge them. Yeah, when would that be? Anyway, but this one was different, you think? The timing of the leak gave us enough time or lead time to readjust. Not really. How do you adjust for this? Only leak uncommons? Anyway, the consequences of this event were also more obvious. Someone was arrested and charges are pending. Now, see, unless this was real big news in Belgium, I mean, well, even saying that, I don't remember reading on Twitter and Reddit and just this exploding. Oh, printing facility member arrested in Belgium, before this broke. This is the first that I heard about it. But maybe when they said the consequences of this event were more obvious, maybe somebody like yesterday started saying on a forum or on Facebook or on Twitter or on Reddit, hey, there was an arrest made related to this, I think it's this, and now they have to, explain themselves because it's already out there and we already know how it was leaked. I think maybe that might be the case. I just didn't personally see that, but let me know if you saw it. Anyway, he says, we take intellectual property theft very seriously. I beg to differ because it keeps happening every single set, every single time, multiple leaks, multiple cell phone pictures, multiple products. So obviously you don't. Or I mean, maybe they take it seriously, they just aren't getting any results because they're incompetent. I don't know. Maybe they just send commander decks to way the hell too many people. That's the prevailing theory right now that they refuse to comment on. Anyway, finally, the scope of it was enough that it's going to change how previews look this time around. Yeah, you think? It's not just one card. So we're going to lean into it. I don't know what that means. First of all, we're posting every card that leaked or mostly leaked. Well, that's a fun way to put it. Due to the theft. And no joke, they're being very literal. Scroll down. It's in this article. Every single rare or mythic on that sheet that leaked is now in this article posted, full digital copy. And actually, there's 1, 2, 3. Maybe it wasn't all the mythics. That's not. Oh no, 1, 2. I don't know how many there are in the set. Maybe there was some mythics that didn't make it to that sheet. I never bothered to count. That's actually interesting. If somebody's a lot less lazy than I am, look into it. They also said we're going to be posting the mechanics article today, so you know what these cards do, because, I mean, we're already looking at the mechanics. And then it says, second, we'll be going deeper into the set than we normally do. That means more uncommons and commons will be part of the preview plan. I mean, it's not like you guys don't leak the commons and uncommons at all. They're just the last ones to be leaked, where you're like, okay, here's the rest of them. And even then, it's kind of gradual. I think Fatal Push and Aether Hub kind of came out a little bit earlier because they were exciting. I don't know. So going deeper, I mean, maybe going earlier or progressing further. I don't know. The way they phrase this whole article is a little wonky. And that says, third, we'll be doing something different on daily MTG. I have no idea what that is whatsoever. Typically, each day would feature 2 preview articles and somewhere between 3 to 5 cards. That is not how that works. They usually do 3 to 5 cards every couple days, not every day. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just remember actual weekdays where nothing new got spoiled. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Unless that's more of a recent thing. I mean, I look up the spoilers once a week, no matter when they give them out, because I'm not just on the edge of my seat for a month straight looking at these damn trickle marketing garbage. It's just stupid. I'm just not going to get as excited as they want me to. Their marketing strategy has failed, and I would say that, from what I've heard, the vast majority of players are in the same boat as me, so whatever. Anyway, he says, for Ixalan, that number will be around 1 to 3. Makes sense. Stretch it out more, piss people off even more, and hype it up even more than it merits. To supplement it, we'll be exploring those cards in greater depth in an article posted on the same day. That's actually kind of nice. We'll be looking at the art, the card design, and more. That is nice. I like that. That's a good way to handle it. Honestly, they almost should have done it in the first place, except they wouldn't be able to keep up. He says, things we don't normally start talking about until after the set releases. That is also true. This doesn't mean preview season won't be exciting. Actually, it kind of does. We've got pirates and dinosaurs and merfolk and vampires all battling it out. The cards that you can see below might have come out a touch early. Really? That's the description you're going for? Okay. But they're still awesome. That literally just contradicted the last sentence you just said. Anyway, as you can see from today's mechanics article, which at that time hadn't been posted yet, so not really, we've got some double-faced cards that didn't show up early because they were on a different sheet. Ha ha! Stick it to them. I very much suspected that. And then they themselves on the WPN website accidentally leaked them anyway. Hey, strangely missing from this article is that whole fiasco. Oh, that's one of the benign leaks they're talking about. If you want to call incompetence benign, but in that context, I guess it would be. We've got a geocaching event where players can explore our world. That's in italics for some reason. Just remember, they don't want you to explore Mars, apparently. To learn more about Ixalan, we've got half the rare and mythic cards still to come. Oh, interesting. So all the mythics were not spoiled. They're not all on the same sheet. I honestly thought that's how they were printed. But I guess they're probably printed by number, which is by color more than rarity, if I remember correctly. But I don't know. I'm not up on modern sheet arrangements because, I mean, you never see the sheets. They don't give them away as prizes hardly as much as they used to. So that's actually good news because I was hoping there was some rares and mythics left, and they said about half. So that's fantastic. Anyway, we've got some amazing commons and uncommons coming your way, including some fantastic reprints you probably didn't see coming. Cool. Dude, I bet one of them's Path to Exile. I'm calling it right now. They need to stop stuff, and they need to stop it early. It's very fast format. It's very Red Rush oriented. Even with 5 sets legal instead of what would be 9, it's still pretty fast, so you need fast kill spells. Like, I'd say that 2 cost 1, but it's a sorcery, so it's basically a 3 cost kill spell. Anyway, so enjoy today's previews if you haven't already seen them, or if you purposely didn't read them like I did. I read maybe 5 and then just said, screw it, I don't even want these cards in my head, or I'll be trying to put them in decks before I can get them. And know that we're working behind the scenes to hopefully keep something like this from happening again. Yeah, security cameras catch people, they don't prevent people. So yes, start patting down the employees, or threatening them, or making it very clear, you know, put up a poster, hey, this guy was arrested and you can be too. You need that chilling effect. That's why they really, 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 at the end of the day, needed to issue this. So the whole community knows they have a department, they will spend money on PIs, they will come after you, they will contact police, they will treat this very seriously and come down on you like Thor's hammer if you dare to try and leak some crap ahead of time ever again. Especially goes double if you work for us or our contractors. So that's the vibe I got from this. And you want to talk about a chilling effect? Oh my God. People are going to be thinking twice about leaking anything in the next couple of years after this. So that's the real reason that I think they needed to issue this article. Chilling effect was the MO for the RIAA and MPAA like 10 years ago. It wasn't about recovering the money. It wasn't about the settlement amounts. It wasn't about the court cases, any of that. They could care less. They spent more on them than they took in. It was about anybody at any time could get sued for stealing a movie or stealing a song. Yeah, it's a 1 in 1,000 chance, but it could be you, and it will ruin your whole life because you'll have to settle because you broke the law, you infringed on our copyrights, you stole stuff and distributed it, and you will lose in court. And boy, did that have a little bit of an effect on piracy. Instead of just, hey, download LimeWire or Kazaa and download whatever you want, you'll never get caught, yay. Now it's like, no, we'll have that court subpoena submitted and we'll have your IP address and your home address in our hand the same day. And yeah, it did work. So I think if they're going for that effect, they absolutely succeeded, and good for them. So it's a real shame that this happened overall. Like I said, it really sucks. At least they're coming clean and they're not ignoring it. And we actually have some closure. We have some details. It's not just, oh, is this going to happen in the future? I don't know. What caused it in the first place? Are they preventing it? I don't know. But one thing is true. I have no respect for wizards and their ability to keep cards quiet. Like, that's where we were yesterday. Now today we're like, okay, out of their control, subcontracted, temp worker who was pissed off, tried to steal something, didn't really know what he had, and he was an idiot. They caught him quickly, and they almost prevented it from getting out on the internet, but not quite. Like, if you don't feel better about how Wizards handled this and what they could have done to prevent it, at least after reading this article, then I don't know what's wrong with you. So yes, transparency, explaining things. It's not confirming a rumor, okay? There's not a rumor that was an uncut sheet. There it is. I mean, you might as well just shove it right in Wizards' face. There it is. It physically exists. That horse has already left the barn. You might as well talk about it. So that whole, oh, we can't confirm or deny rumors. I mean, what they said was correct, but there's a drastic difference between a rumor and a picture of a card. And every time there is a picture of a card, they might as well explain, here's what we think the source is. Does anybody have information? Oh, we've already caught the guy. You know, that kind of stuff. Because then people will know there's consequences. It won't just be a mystery, and it won't just be so vague that everybody just assumes Wizards a bunch of idiots who aren't careful with their cards. I mean, I don't know if you caught on my channel previously, but I sure as hell came to that conclusion. I'm still wondering how the Commander Dragons got leaked. Was it a staff member at Wizards? Is that where they need to focus? Was it somebody that they really shouldn't have been giving a preview to? Was it somebody at a magazine? Was it somebody who runs a blog? Was it a vendor? Was it Star City Games? Was it judges? Was it some pro players? We don't know, so we just make stuff up and assume the worst because we don't have any details, so I wish they'd comment on that one as well. Now, if they came out and said it was this person, do not give them any views or attention or money or anything. There's charges pending. We're filing a civil suit against him for damages. This guy's a douchebag. Everybody send some shade his way. That would go a lot more way than, oh, I wonder if the guy ever got caught. Oh, well, I guess not. Guess we'll just see spoilers every single time early and nobody ever has any consequences. No, parade him around like they did back in like the medieval times. Like, let people throw tomatoes at him as he walks through town. That's what they should have done to whoever the hell this was. Or if it was a Wizards employee, be like, hey, we just want to let you guys know that the person responsible, we're going to let him remain anonymous, but he was a Wizards employee and he has been terminated and we're filing a suit against him. Just to let you know, just that little detail. If that's the case, I'd like to know it. I would feel a hell of a lot better and it would make you look a lot better, Wizards. So maybe comment on the next couple leaks that I'm sure are coming. They're not rumors, they're leaks. They're not rumors, they're cell phone pictures. They're evidence, they're facts. Anyway, that's my little mini rant at the end. But what do you guys think about all this craziness? This is absolutely insane. I feel like Leonard French right now covering this crazy crap. But hopefully my particular insights of knowing exactly what they're talking about. I know about IT security. I used to work in IT security for a very secure type of place. I also used to be a temp worker at a printing facility. So hopefully all those insights and the stuff that I think they're hinting at, you got some value out of that too. And my coverage was the best. That's what I'm getting at. I'm going to be transparent too. My insight on this and my information, my coverage was better than everybody else's. Haha. That's at least what I'm going for. It probably wasn't. But if it was, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys next leak/disaster.